And so the next one, Kritih, which goes as Anuttamo Duradarsha Kritagna Kriti Aatmavaan. Kriti, or one who is the support behind human effort. For any effort, you need knowledge and energy. Lord Vishnu, the all-pervading one, or Sarvantaryami, provides the required knowledge and energy for every person. Supreme Being is the power behind every effort. No human effort is possible without the support of awareness from behind. Aatmavaan, one who is established in his own greatness. Lord Vishnu is the self in every being. The entire universe is a testimony to his glory. He always remains established in his own glory. The universe constantly requires his support for everything, but he himself does not require any support. He created this universe single-handed and entered his own creation as its self. We had briefly touched upon this in our earlier conversations, where Lord Vishnu, or how does the universe come into being? Only nothing can come out of nothing. If there is something, it should have come out of something, is the logical or the rationale that is applied. And the Mula Purusha, through whom everything has come together, was given in our earlier narrative of Sutre Manigana Iva. I have, or I am inside everyone, just like a thread goes through a bead of garland. And another simile was given where the spider web comes through a spider, and the spider itself goes and resides within that spider or the universe that it creates around itself. Go to the next one. Suresah, or one who is the Lord of celestial beings, one who is the greatest among those who do good, right? The celestial beings, again, are supposed to be there only to do good for the humans. Their energies are to be provision for the good of the humans. So celestial beings, or the gods or the deities, are the ones who are supposed to be the datas, or the ones who protect the human part of the creation that God has done. So Lord Vishnu is their ruler. They obey his command implicitly and conduct themselves with great devotion and loyalty to him. These celestial beings have devotees. Lord Vishnu gratifies the desires of these devotees who do good as well. Next is Saranam, or one who removes the sorrow of those in distress. One who removes the sorrow of those in distress, or a devotee in difficulties, is called distress one. The distressed seek to surrender to the Lord at the time of acute distress. On hearing the distress call of the devotees, the Lord rushes to his aid and saves him from whatever danger or calamity that was stalking him. He saved Gajendra from the teeth of the crocodile, and he saved Draupadi from the dishonor of the Kaurava court, and so on, as examples. But in here, it is talked about Lord Vishnu provides the required knowledge and energy for every person. So with knowledge, it is said that you can do anything, but however, we can't do everything. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. Why? Because we depend on one another. As we depend on one another, we have to borrow ideas from one another. Such borrowing, however, leads to the current day behavior of what they term as wokeism. We can understand it stands for all things are good, everything is acceptable, nothing is to be rejected. Such an attitude deprives one of character and a strong personality, and removes in totality, it completely removes the ability to discriminate good from bad. You stop the ability, or develop the ability to choose what is right for you and what is wrong for you. You adopt and essentially start becoming everything for everybody, while you attempt to make space for everyone. You should make space for everyone, but however, choose what is right for you as well. So, like our personalities grow by rubbing with greater personalities, so will cultures. But such cross-borrowing will be of no use. Such cross-borrowing of ideas will be of no use unless one utilizes that energies from such sources by giving it a direction. So you have to bring your ability to discriminate, put the filters in, and choose the right ideas, reject the ones that are not good as you start borrowing it from others, as you start borrowing from other cultures. You don't need to mimic everything that goes there thinking it's good. You got to choose the ones that is good and reject the ones that is not beneficial. So this coming together has a remarkable expression in the Hindu traditions in the gnana mudra. Let's look at that and enjoy that a little more. So this is the coming together or the expression of the gnana mudra, which in some way symbolizes the coming together that we talked about, or a sense of cross-pollination. So here we have the index finger that is touching the thumb, and that forms the gnana mudra. It also talks of the index finger which points above or to the God above or the higher spiritual being above, and that meeting with yourself, which is the thumb, that is the expression of yourself or the ego, and how when it merges together, you essentially, the sum, it forms a sweet little zero. The sum game is zero, is what it states. So you make it come together and you reach the ultimate knowledge, is what is presented here. So the Hindu tradition also has encapsulated knowledge in goddess Saraswati, or knowledge that is all encompassing, which is both spiritual knowledge as well as the technical knowledge or the secular knowledge that we need in order to construe our life, our working life, our professional lives. So the Hindu tradition takes both knowledge as singular because it's all about centered around human needs and human enlightenment and upliftment. Yes, at the same time, as we see Saraswati, we have to recognize the other of the goddess, the very consort of Lord Vishnu, goddess Lakshmi, which encapsulate the wealth or the Asht Aishwarya. All of the wealth is encapsulated in goddess Lakshmi. The same energies, in the traditional speak, the sages, they experience both these energies, and which is the energies of Saraswati and the energies of Lakshmi, both knowledge as well as wealth. And they came to a conclusive statement in their wisdom, a conclusive statement that said, Vidya Dhanam Sarvadhanam Pradhanam. Vidya Dhanam, which is energies of the knowledge, and this is surpassing or more dominant than any other wealth that one could acquire. So that was the wisdom of the sages. And many times in a jestful way, I've shared talking about the Lakshmi and Saraswati and how Vidyadhanam, Sarvadhanam, Pradhanam. I've shared with my friends in a jestful way that we need to develop a good L.S.P ratio in our professional lives as well. L.S.P ratio, L is Lakshmi, which means you seek for fair remunerations. S is Saraswati, which you get right contextual knowledge, and not just contextual knowledge that you could bring to the table, but you also deliver, or rather build the capacity to deliver such a message to the audience to whom you are presenting that knowledge. You're able to present it to a 5-year-old as well as a colleague who has equal capability in digesting such knowledge that you bring into a discussion. And as the Lakshmi and Saraswati come together, they propel you like a helicopter and start lifting you up, right? And that's when you get into the realm of Parvati, which is you are promoted because of the capacity that you're demonstrated. You're promoted not just to look for yourself, but with higher responsibility to look for the wider organization, or maybe to the wider society itself. So you need to build that capacity and start growing and build the right L.S.P ratio. But of course, I've also warned that never take this L.S.P ratio into context that it doesn't belong, which you don't want to carry that your wealth as a showcasing ability into a social context, into a friend's home. You don't want to carry and start showcasing that you're the smartest guy either into a context that it doesn't belong. And of course, you don't go into a wedding invitation of your family member with wearing a title that I am the VP or CEO of an organization. Just doesn't qualify itself. You want to walk in with a broad personality, a big heart, and enjoy and grow in personality by enriching ourselves through the richness of other personalities that we come across. So the more knowledge you have, more wealth you create, which means you are converting your proficiency, you have acquired the proficiency, and you need to create or convert that proficiency into efficiency. So pure science is Saraswati, and applied science is Lakshmi, the very consort of Lord Vishnu. Thanks for being with me, friends. We'll see you again.